Hi, Suzanne Barron, founder of Christ the True Light. I was trying to make a clip that I could put on each video. Each time I tried to do it, I felt like an idiot. I just felt silly doing it. I don't know why. What I'm doing in these videos is I'm reading through the Bible, verse by verse, chapter by chapter, verse by verse. For some reason I can't find Isaiah. And I'm just reading, okay? I do have a website. It's www.christthetruelight.com. Now, what am I doing? I'm exposing Illuminati in scripture. I am trying to get help for those who are suffering with schizophrenia, mental health, any type of mental health. I am trying to stop humanoid robotics. I'm trying to stop artificial intelligence. Today's reading is actually very short, but I'm just going book by book, verse by verse, and I'm discussing things that I see in scripture. Now, because it's short, I should probably say that I had an experience. I saw things, I had visions, and I'm taking in my experience and I'm getting those answers through scripture. And I'm just sharing it with you. It's very important. I'm not an eloquent speaker. I feel I need to say that every single time for the person who's never seen my face. I don't have a lot of followers, so I know that my face is seen by a lot of people. My face is seen for the first time by a lot of people because I get a lot of views, but not a lot of followers. So a lot of people are seeing me for the first time. I'm not getting very many shares though either. I could reach a lot more people if I got more shares. This is concerning technology is the biggest thing, okay? So I'm in Isaiah 12. In that day you will say, I will praise you, Lord, although you are angry with me. Your anger has turned away, and you have confronted me. Surely God is my salvation. The chapter before this, I spoke on Ephesians 6 with the armor of God and the helmet of salvation, and how the last few chapters, the last chapter I talked about the helmet, but I'm hooking these together because I have spoken about the door being in your mind and your consciousness, your soul is here. Everything is right here. Everything about you is right here. I've spoken about this in the last few chapters. But Ephesians 6, yesterday I mentioned that your helmet of salvation, because the door is right here. Scripture is constantly talking about a mind. We're talking about mental health here, okay? This is a big portion of my ministry, mental health. That is why Satan attacks it so much, is because the door is here. Salvation is right here. Your soul is right here. I said that you can share hearts, you can share lungs, you can share kidneys, you can share all of that stuff. You can share lungs, eyes, you can share all of that, but you cannot share a brain. Everything about you that makes you uniquely who you are, uniquely human, you uniquely Suzanne, uniquely whatever your name is, uniquely you is right there. That is where your soul is. That is where salvation can be found. Scripture talks about an enlightened mind. It talks about take each thought captive, that mental health, intrusive thoughts. It talks about the renewal of your mind. It talks about the door. It talks about hearing his voice, schizophrenic. It talks about that stuff. Surely God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. The Lord himself, is my strength and my defender. He has become my salvation. With joy you will draw water from the wells of salvation. What did Jesus say? Spring of living water. To the lady at the well, whoever drinks from the water I give will never thirst again. Wells. And that day you will say, Give praise to the Lord, proclaim his name. Another issue with people not understanding scripture is the poeticness and the fact that it does take a lot. I had a dream last night about that. Like, I was telling the person I was teaching in my dream that it takes time. It really takes time. You can't just pick it up and expect to understand it. Now, some people have tried multiple times and don't get it. Um, I think it's just because we're not telling you that it's got a spiritual message, it's got a poetic message, it's got a symbolism message. You have to be able to see it symbolically and symbolical or symbolically. You have to be able to see symbolism in it. And then also reading this, you wouldn't have been able to pull the lady at the well story if you hadn't read that story before. It takes 2,000 pages, and it's sometimes there'll be days, and this is I was in jail once and I was reading out loud to I was in Okaloosa County. Okay, every jail is run a little different. When you go to jail in Okaloosa County, they don't put you in population right away. They put you in it's called classification. It's like you're in classification. You know how you get classified general pop, like as soon as you get to jail in most jails, but this one is different. You are in classification for about 3 days to a week, sometimes 10 if they're busy. But you're 24-hour, 23-hour lockdown. It's a two-man cell, but they're monitoring you to see how you are and where they'll place you in the jail when you get classified. That's how Okaloosa County does it. But I was in there with a girl coming off heroin, and I was about ready to kill her. She was mean. She wasn't just like, I'm hurting and crying and those kind of things and going through the sweat. She was just mean. And every time I tried to leave, she's like, no, don't leave me, because I put towels on her head and I try to help her. But I'm like, the devil is coming out of you, lady. Satan is coming out of you. I'm trying to help you. Just saying, that's really what happened. But I would read the Bible to her, and she's like, I don't understand what you're saying. I was in probably Kings or somewhere where I wasn't understanding what I was reading. And it had all those really hard, long, boring words. And I was reading them. And she was like, she said something to me. I don't remember exactly what I said. I said, I'm not just a jail for the stay Bible reader. She said, I know you're not. I said, what? She said, I know that you're not because most people skip those words. She said her dad was a preacher. She doesn't read the Bible, but she said she knows because her dad was a preacher. And the fact that I still sat there and stumbled through every single word that took me 2 hours to do told her that she understood that I know to read it anyways. Because maybe the next time I read it, I'll pick up on something. I might not have picked up on anything this time, but the next time I read it, I may pick up on something. I read it anyways. Even when I wasn't absorbing anything, I still read it. And I still do. You cannot be lazy with this. That's the point. Christians understand this will save your soul. This will lead you in the right direction. And I'm not saying listen to me. I am saying listen to me because I'm going to help you understand something that people aren't talking about. But past that, you've got to pick it up and do it for yourself. You have to. Like, I mean, I'm trying to say it to you, like, you really don't have much of a choice because it will save your soul. It will lead you in the right direction. It will do its work. Faith comes from hearing the word. Well, that's another issue. Faith, that's the old Christian teaching. I understood that. I understood that faith came from understanding this. But now I understand that faith really comes from hearing his word because I hear an audible voice. But I wouldn't have known exactly what that was all the way, and to be able to tell the difference between the voices that were speaking to me had I not read this. It's complicated. I don't know how to teach you how to find his voice. I don't know how to teach you how to do that. And That's the part that really gets me because I don't know how to do that. But I know I found it. If I found it, somebody else can. Found his voice. Thank gosh, it's a short one. God praised. Give praise to the Lord. Proclaim his name. Make known among the nations what he has done, and proclaim that his name is exalted. Sing to the Lord, for he has done glorious things. Let this be known to all the world. Shout aloud and sing for joy, people of Zion. For great is the Holy One of Israel among you. You are schizophrenic and you are hearing voices, and they are telling you that it's the government. It's not the government. If they are telling you anything, if you believe you have telepathy ability, you do not. But what you are hearing is real. And I believe you. It is not telepathy. Technically, if you want to get technical about it, Jesus had telepathy. He could hear the thoughts of other people, right? You are hearing spirits. If you have ever, and I have witnessed this, if you have ever heard instructions given to somebody and then watched them act it out, I believe you. You heard the spirits talk to them and drive them. You are hearing Illuminati. How many people out there believe that Illuminati is speaking to them? Quite a bit. They really believe this, and you're not wrong. I can help you. I can help you. I cannot do it for you, but I can help you. Please share my message. Thank you.